What is up, y'all? We're back today with Sword Art Online Alicization 2 Green. Here with Andy, Brian, and Tyler, all of who you met before.
Hello, I'm here.
What's up, guys? What's up, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Just switching it up, subtly.
Y'all on the ranch.
I'm trying
Yeah.
tired of getting so much shit for introducing the video the same way every time.
That's our thing, man.
It is our thing.
People meme about it.
They do meme about it. All right, well, getting right into it, Andy. You get your favorite card profile of Brainstorm.
Oh, boy. It's my girl, Leafa. She is a brainstormer. You get a rest 1, and flip over 4, get a Flucklight character. She's a Flucklight brainstormer. I figured she'd be for, like, the Avatar net, because it's Leafa, but I guess not.
No, they
and,
all... yeah.
Middle position gets 500. I like it better than the Flucklight Kirito brainstormer, probably. You don't have to, like, jump through all these annoying experience hoops.
Yeah, no experience on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Seems way better.
Also fixes you for green if you want to, like, try to splash money counter. Opposition by the shield.
True.
Because that's
And
just an event, so...
Yeah, the level 1 Leafa combo we're going to talk about here in a little bit is interesting. Stock building combo.
I mean, this and the JC is just enough green splash.
That is enough
on its own.
Just to
Mm-hmm.
run shield. That's true. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to rate this card, Carmen, but you have it in view only.
Okay, rating should work.
Yeah, that's a brainstorm. B for brainstorm. Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz special.
I think
I'll give it the A because I think it's better than the other one.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It is
B
better
plus,
than the.
Yeah, okay. B+.
I'll give it an A minus.
B plus because it's better than Kirito.
Mm-hmm.
Leafa is not better than Kirito, but this card is.
Oni-chan.
My God.
Why do you guys like Leafa? What's wrong with Leafa?
I hate Leafa.
Like the best character.
I like Leafa.
He's
I don't
not-
like Suguha.
We
Leafa.
like Liz.
Liz is pretty good. All right, yeah, next card. Pretty simple one.
Okay.
Oh, here's my card. I get to read my card. Your other characters with Integrity Knight trait or Aristocracy trait gain Hexproof. It also has pay 1, put this in waiting room. When your other Integrity Knight or Aristocracy character is front attacked, you may... it's a JC.
That's pretty cool.
For
I'm
only
sorry, I don't think I
Integrity
caught the full name of that card, Brian. What was the full name of this card?
Hold on a second, Andy. You're playing dirty games.
So it is worth noting that not all Alice cards have Integrity Knight trait, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, the ones with
They get pushed out with Asuna, yeah.
Yeah. So like,
An Aristocracy seems like it's going to be even more narrow. I haven't seen Sword Art Alicization. I've only seen the original Sword Art, but
I think it's mostly for the Integrity Knights that are highlighted in War of the Underworld.
Yeah, and then like Ranier and Tize, I think, are Aristocracy trait.
So I mean, like, is everybody an Integrity Knight though? Like, is Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Integrity Knights?
Yu-Gi-Oh was an Integrity Knight for 2 seconds in the first season, but
Yeah, when he
I
got
think he
got
has
by
liter-
the booba.
I don't even think he has Integrity Knight trait on that one card.
What is that? The 1/1?
Yeah. The one where he can blind stock if he reverses.
But yeah, the point is, like, the JC effect on this, although it reads, like, this card reads unbelievably strong, and then you realize that it's so trait locked that you're going to have trouble using it. But
Integrity Knight deck.
Integrity Knight deck. I'm building it. Look out for the
in
deck.
that deck, this card is probably the reason that deck is meme plus instead of just meme. So, like, this is like your go-to C plus niche card, but
definitely niche plus. Agreed.
This seems like a really, really good card, but not being able to be targeted. It's like just global on a JC.
Yep.
That's like really. It's like.
It's Z plus.
Well, I was going for A, but I hit Z. I think that's like an A tier card, like in that deck.
In the deck, for sure, yeah. But
I mean, it's never gonna see play out of the deck, so I'm probably gonna give it like a B minus.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Generally, I'd probably give it the same thing, just because like just the Cardinal JC is probably just better if you're not playing the Integrity Knights and Aristocracy.
This is
Yeah.
better in the late game where you don't want to clock yourself, but like the other one's obviously just really good in the early game, which is where you would typically use this effect a lot. So
Yeah.
but yeah, still good card.
But for the record, this card's name is Eldry Integrity Knight.
Okay.
I've got Heart of the Cards open now.
Doesn't make me understand it anymore, but thanks.
All right. Next, we got Ronnie and Tise. This is a hexproof level 0, 1500 power. It's also an assist for the number of markers this card has. And you can choose your Kirito Broken Self-Image, which is this level 0, 2500 Kirito without an arm. It's from your stage. I added that to clarify it, because a lot of people saw this card and thought that the marker could come from like waiting room or somewhere. The card has to be on your stage, and then it goes under this as a marker.
What's the Kirito do? Does he have like some sort of synergy with that? Does he like run to back row or I don't know, something?
He doesn't do shit.
I think he
What
can't
does he
move
do?
because he's in a coma in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Is the flavor?
Yeah, I think this card cannot move, and he's a level 0 assist in front for 1,000.
Yes, that's right. And I'm pretty sure the
Okay.
Kirito is the only way that this card can get markers.
Kinda ass.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan. The fact that it can't be chosen by your opponent's effects is nice. It's not like they can't just cuck you with like some sort of like a win trigger or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going through all the trouble of running
it's like the
this-
only thing.
back row Kirito and whatever.
I mean, if you manage to get 4 Kiritos under, that's 4,000 to Integrity Knight.
Yeah, I mean, four card marker compression, hexproof. 4K
But
conflict
in
with-
order to do that, since they have to come from field, you have to -4 to do that.
Right, yeah, you have to play
True.
these cards.
You know, I'd maybe like it in like a standby strategy or something. If you ever just have like a standby that you don't know what to do with, you can just put one of these Kiritos on the field and save it, and like next turn
Maybe.
It's a line.
next turn marker it.
It is a thing you can do.
I think it's still bad. This card is
It's,
like an F+.
I don't know. My
This is
gears are
pretty bad.
gears are turning.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's a C minus. I think it's playable.
it's very,
Ugh,
it's very spicy.
So bad, guys. Come on. It's so bad.
I think C- is fair. Maybe D+, C-. I think like
Oh my god.
Maybe,
This
yeah.
card is
bad.
not bad. The
It's
fact
pretty
that it's tied
bad.
to the Kirito
you get
is
2
bad.
markers under it. That's like 2,000 power.
Yeah,
Even just
can't
on
target.
marker's fine.
broken.
It's still for only this fringe deck too, and it's this bad.
Wait, what's the Kirito say again? Because he say he can attack.
Level 0. No, he can attack.
Or
He
he
can't
can't.
move.
He cannot move.
He
Can
can't
I?
move, and he
Could you
gets
still
level
clean cut it though? Could you clean cut it
You
Yes.
could clean cut.
No.
with another card's effect?
No, wait. He can't move. So
You,
no.
you can't. He can't be moved.
Oh, then you can rest him.
He can rest him.
Well, you can't even move it with another card's effect though.
No, you
No.
can't. That's how this
Oh,
works. Yeah.
I don't like it then.
Because they've been printing those. What is it? I think we saw the Kurumi spoiler from like Data Bullet. How it's like the card across from this cannot move slots, go back to hand, or go to memory. They're really like stopping
Oh,
that
that
shit
card's
from
pretty
ever
dope, yeah.
happening.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
spicy.
So those kinds of effects, there's no way around it. You can't clean cut it. You can't do anything. Rip. Oh well, cute art. Bad card. Tyler. Very fitting
All
that you
right.
have this card.
Yeah, we get the when this is placed stage from hand. Wait. Yeah, hand to stage. You may pay cost. If so, search your library for one level 1 or lower character by clocking top. So you get a search.
Yeah, search level 1 or lower by clocking top.
Nia.
It's Nia Ricky.
Yeah.
Nia Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky's the word I was.
Oh,
I was nine. Yeah,
Worth noting, this card is Avanet.
It's
Just,
Avatar.
Avatar net trait. So now regular Neo Sword Art gets a Ricky. It's a blessing.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a good
blessing.
one. It has Yuna on it.
Yeah.
Which is,
have Yuna on it.
which is actually relevant. Because the green cards that deal with Yuna, there's ways to like. There's pretty good Yuna support. There's Yuna's dad that lets you get any Yuna.
So you can search for your Ricky.
So you can use
What
Yuna's
does
dad
Yuna's
to get
dad
this
do again?
Yuna. I think it's like clock
That-
yourself
that
in
would
hand,
remove
search
3
for
cards.
Yuna.
That would remove 3 cards from your deck.
That's true.
He's
Did-
clock,
Jack thinning.
on
and
play,
compression.
just clock yourself a card, search for a Unicard.
So is
I mean,
this
that's
card
not
enough
bad.
to save Sword Art?
I mean, you could just play Yuki to thin your deck, but I mean,
This and Yuki is good. You could
And-
play this with the Liz wall.
and Yuna's dad.
you play this
I
in
mean-
Gara? You'd probably
not
play it.
not Liz. Leafa wall.
I think
The
you might play it in
Sugu wall.
Gara.
Yeah.
I've been brewing around with old Sword Art lately and trying to like fit green splashes into decks that shouldn't have green splashes. And
Any card like this
outside
is
of
Yeah, the
outside of
Talpa
Leafa Amagi, there's not a lot of good ways to splash for green. And Leafa Amagi's not really a card you necessarily want 4 of.
great. It's like
anyway,
that in the
so-
drop search, the Sugua drop search. It's like
Mhm.
it. So
This is an incredible boon if you want to try to like splash opposition by the shield and old Sword Art.
yeah,
I like this card a lot. I think Nia Ricky is better than the average Ricky. So
Agreed. Yeah,
Another
Lyric is
A.
a good card.
yeah. This is just a easy A. I don't know if it. I don't know like if it like brings back like bar book or anything crazy like that, but it's still
I still
A
think
great-
Book is good.
a great tool
Mhm.
for Sword Art to have access to. Bring it back up to speed.
it's definitely good that I really like that they're printing support for old Avatar Net too.
They always
Yeah.
splash a couple.
Definitely.
Tyler's right. The Zek and Shot's still like a super good deck.
Yeah.
Zek and Yuki into like anything, pretty much.
I think this just makes it even easier to get your level 1
Oh yeah,
Sugu wall or Yuki shenanigans, solitaire, whatever you want to call it.
yeah. Whatever you're
Mhm.
doing. This. I mean, Ricky's always nice. The fact that I'm surprised that Avatar Net Sword Art did not have a Ricky until this point.
It's because it came out too early.
Yeah.
It's like the dinosaurs, you know what I mean? It was like the one era that was before the prehistoric or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, it was before the age of dinosaurs where they had Rickies. Jurassic.
Most important part of this card is that it's green. I think it's a green Ricky.
Yeah.
Just makes it better. All right, next card. Back to Andy.
Oh baby, we got my girl Leafa again. On play, gets 500 power times the number of your Flecklight characters, counting herself. I'm assuming.
Yep.
So Yuki power. And on attack, if Evil to Cut Through is in your climax zone, which is that bar, choose one of your Flecklight characters. Could be herself, could be someone else. They get the effect when the battle opponent becomes reversed. You can choose a Flecklight character in your waiting room, add it to hand.
Chew 2 off bar.
I'm a big fan of Chu2.
Mhm.
Chu2 from Bang Dream has like the same combo basically. This is like the next era of Shimikazes.
Yeah. You can just
Shimikazes
reverses
were
any
kind of
of
like falling out of style, but with this, they come roaring back.
I think the biggest thing this gives you is like for Fluctlight, it gives you a level 1 bar combo that you'd actually want to play that you can reasonably get multiple pluses off of. Because I think having bar, this has been talked about like a little bit recently, like in the Discords and stuff. People are saying like bar level 1, if you're not playing like a wall based strategy, bar level 1 is where you want to be because you want the highest consistency and the most aggression that you can have. Just like the most consistency to your early game. So like having that bar in is just like another edge, right? Especially if you have like access to climax swappers and other stuff. Bar is just like one of the best climaxes you have for a level 1.
Chu2 is actually just so fucking good also.
Yeah. I think
I mean, and this Leafa.
people see it and they go like, oh, it's on reverse, but like you're gonna be able to get one reverse unless you're like playing against Konosuba that's nutting on you. Because we're talking about like English, so like
You just need one lane, and the fact that you get to call it during battle phase too. So like, if your opponent has a runner on their field, right? Your opponent's field is a single runner, and you're like, damn, I have this Shimikaze, I was going to try field it, and they fucked me. You can still get them.
mm-hmm.
You still try field, and you stack them all in one lane, which is even better actually, because it's better for your compression that way to search on your last.
It
swing.
also makes sure that if you're playing multiple of this, the biggest one is the one going for the kill. If you're not swinging with another card, and that's the other thing too. So this is up bar, right? So you're gonna get it back at other times with one copy of this. If you have another big character on your board, like an early play, you can get that reverse with your other character, and like continue to get its selective pluses throughout the game, which is just really, really strong.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
powerful.
The whole
Not
other character
knowing-
thing opens up a ton of like options to you.
It does. It's ridiculous. Like not knowing the rest of the set or what people have really landed on for combos. This is like knee jerk reaction. Like this has to be the combo they're playing, right? This has to be the level 1 of choice.
It's either this or the Kirito in blue, which is like an on attack salvage if you have experience. But like,
I'd rather have this.
I think the trigger and like the ability to still win board and get reverses later with like other characters is like, I would probably try to build around this first, just because it's bar level 1. Like bar level 1 feels so good.
And again, too, like even if you're playing against Konosuba, they would have to tri-field you. They have to like tri-lane Megamine. If they leave you one non-Megamine, you can get them.
Right.
Which, yeah, they have a lot of ways to set that up, but
Or you can hold too, right? Like because this can give to another character, you don't have to like waste your sculpts and stuff. Like if you have to play one down just as an attacker, right? You hold another one and you can go for a plus later. Like it opens up a lot of options, like more than you'd think just by like reading the card. Like when you play with these kinds of cards, they open up a lot of options later.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, big fan.
I like it a lot too.
I think it's oh, I moved your box, Tyler. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna smack it with the A. If you guys are like out there and you're going like, oh my god, on reverse salvage, they're giving it an A. What a bunch of idiots! Like, please go play with this profile a little bit. It's a lot stronger than it might read just in a vacuum. Get a lot of like utility and just like different lines that you can take, and anything that like gives you more lines is a something worth considering. And it's also bar level 1, so good. We love bar.
Yeah, the fact that it's bar combined with, like you said, Carmen, like you can pump a different lane with it. You could like choose your early play to pump, because I mean the bars are going to naturally come into your hand over the course of the game.
Yeah.
And then like any additional copies of these Leafas you have just turn into more pluses.
Yeah. The fact that she doesn't have to get their reverse is so big for these kinds of cards. Super, super good. Big fan.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving on.
All right, we get to talk about my boy.
Oh, broccoli.
We love broccoli. Yeah. He is a level 3 on play heal. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if the bar is in your climax zone, you can pay 1, ditch 2. If you do, put the reversed character. Wait, is it reversed? Yeah, put the reversed character into your opponent's clock and burn 4.
You also have to sack him.
Oh, he
Flavor.
dies.
Yeah, he dies.
Yeah. Even better, you don't leave a reverse target for your opponent's combo.
Actually, that's kind of a deal. When money counters like one of the big draws to green, you're not having a lane to counter with.
That's true.
I don't like this card at all, actually.
But oh my god, it's last shot.
He doesn't get.
It's
overcosted.
It's Megamine that can attack.
I think this card is like overcosted for what he's doing. On play heal, it's off bar, so you don't have to worry about like not having your climax, sure. But he doesn't gain any power himself. He's just 11k. Doesn't have any form of anti-backup or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's where the 4K assist comes in with Tisei and Ronnie.
Is this card Integrity Knight? Yeah, I assume
Yeah.
it has to be.
Or straight up, you just run the red event from OG Sword Art.
Yeah,
But if you
yeah,
were
do
doing
that,
that, you just play old fucking Kirito. Nothing says you don't have to play old Kirito.
Well, yeah, but you can play this instead of old Kirito. And this
Well, actually, the draw to this over set 1 Blacklight Kirito would be that this is a lot less deck building restrictions. You don't have to be running like the whole Yu-Gi-Oh Kirito package. You don't have to like build a bunch of experience. You kind of just
Sure.
slap this card in your deck and go.
But pay
Yeah,
1
what's-
ditch 2 is so much for
Yeah,
block
what's
kick burn
the
4.
cost on the set 1 Kirito? Is it pay 2, ditch 1?
It's pay 2, ditch 1. Yeah.
It's pay 2, ditch 2, I think. I think
Right.
it's, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pay 2, ditch 2, actually. Yeah, so this
But I
is
think he
cheaper.
also like cantrips on play too. Like this card doesn't cantrip.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Which is
technically
points
pay
against
2,
it.
And
ditch 1.
that is a problem. The fact that it has to ditch 2 and it doesn't replace itself in hand.
I hate it. Not a fan. D. Don't like it. D for do not like.
Yeah,
I don't
rather
think it's-
play the. It's
I'm gonna give it C for kind of like.
Dude, pay 1, ditch 2 for claw kick, burn 4, and he needs a reverse with no additional power is like, that is not fucking good enough.
that is rough. Yeah, you just play
Hey.
the set 1 Berkuli finisher that burns 4 on your opponent's turn or something.
I actually think that's worse.
That's way worse. There's so many ways to bounce cards nowadays, or level you down, or whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
This card is so much better. You just get a 15,000 Berkuli with hexproof, right?
If you have those exact 2 cards in the back row with the one with 4 markers under it.
Sounds
too,
more
yeah.
appealing than this.
Okay. Well, like Sal has really good off finishers in general. If you're running more of like a Gara build, where you're running like a bunch of different utility finishers, this seems really good in a strategy like that, where you only need 1 lane of reverse, but if you get
You
one
would
lane
have
of
to give
reverse,
up
you get
the
a
door.
consistent effect.
You'd have to give up your door, which I don't think you could give up realistically.
Gara is a concept, dude.
I
A
get it,
concept. Yeah.
but it's like, I don't know. This card is Lucklight doesn't have the utility that normal Sal has. Actually,
Is there a bar filter in Alicization? Can we play bar?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm guessing not.
Probably not. I don't think there is.
I'm just looking at the cost. Pay 1, ditch 2, sack this, or clock kick, burn 4 is like, that's way fucking too much for that effect.
The ditch 2 is not. It's not cheap. Yeah.
I think on its own, but if there's like a good off finisher that you like, maybe play 2 Musashis in your other lanes or something. Like I don't know what Alice 2 has.
I don't even
But
think it has a Musashi.
Yeah. There is a Musashi. Yeah.
Is there?
I think-
yeah, like Yellow Asana, level 3.
Yeah, that one's Avatar Net Trade. I think there's an
Yeah.
Alice Musashi in this set, if I'm
Bleh.
not mistaken.
Musashi, blah.
Yeah.
But I think that's enough about broccoli.
Yeah,
Yeah, we hate our veggies. We don't eat them.
pretty whatever. Another Leafa, 500 power. On play, your opponent's entire front row gets -5. And then she's a pay 1, sack this, top check 4, add a character.
Wish
Yeah.
it went to memory instead.
Pretty
Yep.
It's there for that like
To
one
add to
or
memory.
that 1 or 2 of deck speed and kills random 500 power overloaded cards. I could see it as a 1 or 2 of, but no more than that.
Yeah.
They're clean cut.
Just to see. You can just run the. Well, actually,
no,
no,
he
I don't
targets
think there is
he
a
targets
fluctuate.
Avatar Weapon or Avanet.
what
I'm
is
very
Leafa?
much,
She Fluctlight what?
This Leafa, let me see.
Yeah, she's Fluctlight what?
Leafa
Probably
without
Goddess.
distinction. She's Fluck like Goddess trait, yeah.
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 The traits actually matter a lot on these.
Yeah,
Because
well,
like a card like this might be playable in old school Sao, but if it doesn't have the traits, you know what I mean?
I think I would still probably maybe play this as a 1 or 2 of. Shoves your, what is it? So if you play down your Leafa, right, at level 1, it saves this like a 1 or 2 of. Shoves your Leafa over standby at 8k, and then it also has the utility that it's like on-demand deck speed if needed as like a 1 or 2 of. Like a fine level 0 to grab off your salvage if like you don't have a big grave. Seems like a decent like utility card.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's like a C, C+, something like that. It's like in there somewhere. I like that it puts your like Leafa 8k swinging in. And it can deal with like what for English it's like just Wildberry, right? Like if you see a bunch of Adventure Time, you can like nuke their Wildberry. You got a bunch of cartoon lovers at your locals. You slam this down. You're like, oh no, not my Wildberry princess. Dead. But yeah, it's more there for the second effects utility card. I think it's fine. I like that it shoves you over standby, mostly.
At least it does something useful in play.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I'm like very much the Dean Wisenot camp of hating these cards unless they go to memory. It was Dean who said that, right?
Yeah. I think he's right.
These cards kind of suck if they don't go to memory, generally speaking.
They have to have a super dope first effect. Like, I think the one in Kaguya can be, like, pretty dope depending on your build. But, like, this is, like, a totally fine first effect depending on what build it's in. And then, you know, like, a little bit of extra deck speed.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely deck dependent. If you need the extra deck speed, it's there.
Yep. Seems fine. Next card.
Is this me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We got. I forget her name. Is this Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. When this is placed stage to hand, you can pay one, ditch one. You can ditch climaxes. If so, search your library for up to one Fluctlight character, put it in your hand.
That's drop
And
search.
Alarm, if this is on the top of your clock, you have 3 or more Fluctlight characters. At the beginning of your climax phase, you may draw a card. If so, choose a card in your hand and discard it to the waiting room.
I like it.
Alarm is a keyword you don't see a whole lot anymore.
I still don't like Alarm.
I think this is fine.
Yeah, I mean,
They put like one Alarm in every Sword Art set.
I mean, if you want to filter later, it's reasonable. You can clock it and just filter for free.
So
Drop search.
the fact that you're running this in a deck with bar probably makes this the alarm effect somewhat appealing, I think, letting you like filter bars out of your hand.
That's true, because if you're playing green,
Yeah.
you're most likely playing that level 1 Leafa combo we were looking at.
Any drop search with like an additional utility effect, whether it's filter or like literally anything, makes it more appealing than it already was. Because you would play a vanilla drop searcher if you had to, right? You felt the deck needed it.
True.
Like, you would play a vanilla drop searcher if you felt like the deck needed that card. And if you're in that position, I think this is just better than, like, it could be, right? It's literally just a straight-up better drop search. I think losing 500 power for a second filter ability, especially where it's something like Alarm, where it's a very different mode, where it'd be like, oh, I don't need this card, get rid of it.
I suppose, but, like, I like that sort of Alarm filter effect if it's something you want to be playing, like, 3 or 4 copies of. That way it's, like, going to flow into your hand more, and that effect will really be useful. This card, how many drop searchers do you think you run? You know, because like
one
you
or
said,
two, depending on deck.
you would totally run one if you needed it. But what about 2? Would you run 2? Would you run 3? Probably not.
Well, like, okay, I'll put it this way, Andy. So, if you have a drop searcher in your hand, right, and you're thinking, I don't really need this anymore, but you're thinking about what you want to clock, right? It's like, oh, well, if I keep this drop searcher in my hand, right, I could, like, filter out a climax if I happen to, like, low roll and, like, draw 2 climaxes or something stupid, right? This card says, oh, I have this card in my hand. Oh, I don't really need the sculpt, but I could use, like, maybe the filter, but I can just clock it, and I can still get the filter, and I can get this card out of my hand, because, like, I don't need the selection right now. Or something like that.
That is nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, like, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's literally just a straight upside on a normal drop searcher. Like, I like the lines this opens up. I think it's a easy, like B plus probably,
Yeah,
something like that.
It's solidly playable. It's a drop search with an extra benefits drop to it.
Yeah, always good. Moving on back to the top.
All right, next card we got her. When you play this from hand to stage, you can discard a card. If you do, reveal top card of your deck. Choose a level X or lower in waiting room, and add it back to hand. X is equal to the level of the cards. It's like Rico from Love Live.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And recollection, when this attacks, if you have a card in memory, choose one of your other Fluctlights and give it 3,000. I don't know why this can't just choose itself like everything else. It seems pretty weird, but maybe it has to deal with the power budgeting of getting the Rico filter effect.
On-play Rico is expensive.
It's a strong effect, yeah.
Yeah. Card's pretty dope with the Leafa level 1.
Yeah, 3k power is significant. You only need the power in one lane with Leafa, so...
Yeah, if you're, like, only playing 2 Leafas, you, like, Play down a Leafa last, attack with this. Your Leafa's like fucking 10-5 before anything else.
Oh yeah. If you have like 2 Leafas, stack 2 reverses on it, do on
do-
reverse effects and give it plus 3k.
It does
So
have
what card are you putting in memory for this card's?
it's the
The,
Ricky, the yellow Ricky.
the yellow Ricky with
The first card in yellow, if you guys want to peep that refresher. When it becomes reversed, you put the top card of your stock into your clock and you send it to memory and you salvage a Flucklight character. Any character. So you're probably playing that card, playing Flucklight, because they don't have another good, like, well, they do have another good, like, Ricky type effect, but that one, goes to memory. And I think this is a good enough payoff. I like that the filter effect sort of gets you into additional copies, right? If they happen to go to clock at level 0. You only have to reveal a level 1 or higher to, like, grab another Leafa. And then you, like, pump over it. So it's like a built-in, like, all-in-one utility card for, like, helping confirm your level 1 combo if you're playing Leafa. I would definitely play, like, 2 or so copies of this if I was playing Leafa level 1.
Yeah, if you're playing the Leafa combo, seems pretty good.
I like On-Play Rico. On-Play Rico's pretty strong. It is, like, random, but, like, it's more selection than you'd typically get for free. Unless you're ditching a climax.
You get to see the top card of your deck. I like that.
Yeah.
Information. Knowledge is power.
I think it's another B+. I really like this card. I like how it works with the green level 1. I think this is like almost auto-include if you're playing Leafa level 1, I think. Too much utility on one card. 3k
Assuming you have a way
game.
to generate the memory, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Ricky is, like, easy
Good
enough.
bar synergy.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Moving on.
Alright. We've got this this one Integrity Knight lolly, and her name is Linel. Level 1, when this card is placed onto the stage from your hand, choose one of your opponent's characters for the turn. That card cannot pop back to hand or be sent to memory. And when this card becomes reversed, if the cost of the battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you can clock bomb it.
Ooh! Ooh! That's another auto-include!
Like
That's another auto-include for Leafa level 1.
I mean, against, like, Slime seems...
Oh, you definitely run, like, 1 or 2 of this.
Yeah.
Like,
With Slime existing, I think that's pretty relevant.
this cucks 2 lanes of Slime, stops Konosuba from denying your reverse, even on turns they tri-field, and it's a clock bomb? Pretty good.
Yeah, I guess it still would work against Slime. The Shizu sit at 4k, right? So you tie it with a climax.
Mm-hmm. So you
Since
tie one.
Your turn player, your effect gets to kick them before they go to memory.
Well, it cucks 2 lanes, right? Because then you choose another Shizu, and that one can't go to memory. So you turn off 2 lanes. Yeah, you turn off 2 lanes.
I like this card a lot.
Yeah, this card's fucking dank.
This card slaps.
Yeah, slap. I'm giving this the slap.
It only
slap this card.
It only cucks 2 lanes if you don't have any further assist. If this gets to 4,500, then
yeah, you gotta tie it, crash it.
Because you gotta remember you're playing the bar too.
This is slap plus. Slap this card.
This is Poggies.
What do this translate to?
In going into this current meta,
card.
Here, we'll just
if you're in green and you're not playing this card into the current meta, like, I don't know, if you're somehow in a meta that doesn't have Slime, doesn't have Konosuba, sure, maybe you can not run this card. But I think this card is, like, way too much directed hate on those 2 decks, and those 2 decks are good.
Yeah, it's literally every
even
player
worst
in your meta
case,
is playing Data Live.
I mean, even worst case, it's a cost 0 bomb. So
Hold up, like best case
bomb.
scenario, you're only denying 2 blinks to memory if you're playing against Slime. Against Konosuba, AOT, anything else will pop back. You just spot choose one.
But you only need 1 to get your reverse, right?
Huh?
You only need 1 to get your Leafa reverse.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
you turn off a lane suit, you can get your reverse with Leafa too.
Mm-hmm. And then they're forced to side this card if they're Konosuba, right? So you turn one other lane off, and then you front with this. They pop, so they don't lose their card. And then they're forced to side it again, and, like, you come out on top on those because you're throttling damage. And, like, just getting a free attacker constantly.
AOT still can play around it though. They can still mobility gear.
Yeah, they can.
Mhm. Yeah, but this card seems pretty solid, considering that the meta will mostly be Konosuba Slime and Data Live going forward.
I don't think this really does anything against Data Live, right?
No,
Not against
Data
Dao.
Live, no.
But
There's literally nothing. That's a detriment against
but
them.
against the rest of the field, it seems pretty good.
yeah, as easy 1 or 2 of if you're in green. I kind of want to build bar level 1 for this set in English. This seems like pretty fun, and people will hate on the bar level 1 for no reason. So easy pickup.
Well,
That card's a
it's
rare,
reverse
right?
Combo re.
Oh, that card's a rare.
It's an uncommon.
Yeah.
The bar combos are rare.
Yeah, the bar combos are rare. Hell yeah, easy pickup. This looks pretty sick. I'll have to like scrounge for the fucking JCs and shit because I'm sure those are fucking super expensive because people fucking bought them all out. But this is actually super sick. I'm glad that this card is coming to English. I think that those decks need to see cards like this and be like, oh, it feels bad, man.
Okay, so like, what's an actual rating for it?
Oh yeah, I
If
think
it's not slap plus, what would it be?
Okay.
I can just have the D+.
I think it's like
I can't keep the
Poggies
Poggies.
plus.
you know what? Going into this meta, I think it might be A-. This is depending on what you expect to see. Depending on what you expect to see, right?
It is like a B plus A minus. I'll just give it a B plus though.
But yeah, card's sick.
I will biasly vote towards our local meta and say this card's fucking disgusting for our meta. But
Oh yeah,
yeah, this is super sick.
it's an S in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Alright.
definitely. I've definitely seen the Pittsburgh meta lately.
Craft in your home.
You like slime?
I have never played a game against slime.
Oh, you'll love it when you
You'll
come back,
love
dude.
it. Yeah, you're ready for 2-3 rounds of that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get to experience it.
All right, so this is who'd this come back to? Come back to me, right?
Yep.
This is the other
Yeah.
lolly. They're the murder lollies. This is played from hand to stage. All players perform the following action. If you have 5 or more cards in memory, choose 4 cards in your memory. Put all cards in memory that were not chosen into your waiting room. So, leaves 4 memory of your opponent's choice. Is how these work. When this attacks, reveal top. It's a Fluct-like character in an event. This gains 3,000 power, so it would swing in at 6k as long as you reveal anything that's on a climax. Or 6-5.
Mhm.
Sorry, math.
Yeah, in English, I feel like that memory condition or that memory effect is pretty irrelevant. It doesn't do anything against any decks, really. Is there
No.
anything in English that just stockpiles memory like some decks do in
No,
JP?
Slime doesn't get enough, and if you pull this effect on Slime, you just give them their masks back. They're just going to leave the Shizu. So
Yeah.
it's actively bad against Slime, which is like the
Bushiroad
only
keeps
memory deck.
printing these effects to hate on memory decks, and this is not an actual hate card against memory decks. That effect is completely garbage.
It is.
Have 5 or more cards in memory. That's a shitload of cards in memory already, first of all.
Mhm.
Second of all, usually they need specific cards in memory. This lets them choose which ones they keep, so they'll keep the ones they need for conditions, get rid of the rest.
Yeah.
And just 5 is way too much to get to. This isn't like, this is what a bad hate card looks like.
Yeah.
If you remember back to like the Data Live set review, or I don't know, when we were talking about like, I think it was the tier list, we were talking about like My Little Shido being a good example of what an anti-meta card looks like. An anti-meta card that's good enough to see play.
Yeah, this is not that card.
This is the antithesis to that. This is bad example of anti-meta card. No one is ever going to sleeve up this card and play it. And every time they've printed this effect before, no one sleeves it up and play it.
I think when these are Shimakais, it feels less bad if you have to meet power conditions later. Whereas it's like, oh, it's a one of Shimakai. It's like it's fine.
I suppose, but I
This
don't like
other
that you have
effect
to
is
point at this
worthless.
one.
Yeah, like this other effect is totally worthless. So yeah, I also hate it. It's like a D- almost F. Yeah,
Yeah, it's bad.
not a good
Yeah.
card.
I'll give it a D minus as well.
Kind of like went off there, but
I mean,
it is kind of frustrating to keep seeing them say like, okay, memory's a problem, we're going to print a card to deal with it.
I think
and then
the
they print garbage.
only like super crazy memory hate they have that dumps all right is like Konami Code in Konosuba dumps everything, right?
It dumps characters only,
All
I believe.
characters.
Yeah.
And then there's an event in Da Capo where it's a 2-0 event that dumps all memory, but it's a 2-0. It's an event.
That's a good card though. That sounds like
yeah, it's
something
like that would be something worth considering, right?
Mhm.
But like you never have the space for it. So like but like I don't think they'll ever print that on a character because it's like too much.
Yeah.
That's like a perfectly designed card, I think. 2-0 event dump your opponent's memory.
Yeah.
You have to make a concession to play it, but in the matchups where it's good, it's like game winning.
Yeah. But this is just like not good enough. All right. Next card. Back to Andy. Or no, this is Tyler.
I got a broccoli this time. 2/1 6K for each of your other Fluctlight characters. He gains 1,000, so he sits at 10 with full field. And pay 2, ditch 2 when your opponent plays a climax. You may choose a character opposite of this and kill it.
I like this card.
This card's funny.
Standby.
This card's fine. This card's good.
I don't think it's good, but like I think it's funny to like stand by this to the front row. And
all you fucking zoomers are too hooked on your early play healers. There's something called playing on curve, and you're allowed to play a level 2 character at level 2. And 2/110K is actually like a good body. What? It is. 2/110K is a perfectly fine body to play.
I mean, it is. Most of the like 2/2 standby targets only sit at like 10, 5, 11 most of the time anyway.
Ugh.
They have 2 souls though. This does not.
They do have 2 souls. You could consider tacking this as a 1-of into a standby deck though. Just give yourself the option as like, I triggered into a standby during my attack step. Let's just put this in front of you.
I mean, your opponent is just going to put their higher value card in front of something else.
Okay, well you completely fog an attack. That's like game winning.
I guess. A lot.
Do you see like 8 standby SAO running like a few copies of this?
2 cards is a lot if you're playing standby.
Is it? I mean, you're not playing anything from your hand. If you're playing 8 standby and just winning board.
8 standby goes down in hand in the early game. Level 2 is where you're just starting to recoup your hand and you're just going to nuke it again.
It seems better like going into your final turn. I don't think this is something you want like at level 2.
Well, like okay, hear me out. If you wanted to fog an attack and you're playing green, why wouldn't you just play money counter? It's also level 2, which is literally
I can't stand by a money counter.
Yeah, but this is also just 2/3 ditch no cards. Where this is I have to play it. If you're gonna play it from your hand, sure. And then if you're gonna stand by it and then do the effect, it's still worse than money counter.
I guess shield doesn't kill the character that's attacking.
But it's like an incidental standby target. You're going for your like finisher combo.
I would never like dedicate a slot.
And then you just happen to trigger a standby because it's the game we play. You trigger cards. Sometimes they're standbys. And you slap this bad boy out there and fog a lane. You're like, oh shit! I just triggered a climax. I'm gonna eat damage.
Oh.
And it's like, I'll just cancel their attack.
To play devil's advocate, I mean, unlike money counter, this card does block on attack effects if your opponent's going for a tri-field combo.
What if they don't play a climax and you just put this out for a card that's like not sticky, not as big?
And they're not killing you, and it's perfect. You scared them off of playing your climax because Bercoli is such a fierce-looking dude.
What if they just don't have it?
Then they're not winning. They don't have it.
Neither is this card.
But it's insurance, dude.
It's not, because you can just play money counter. There's like, this card is just straight up worse.
Can money counter set at 14,000? I don't think so.
Can this card do that?
The back row thing?
Oh my god. Yeah, this is literally just worse than money counter.
I'm gonna give it C for the memes. I think this card.
I'm agreeing with Andy. I think it has potential.
This card has potential.
I love that word.
Garbage. It's literally just worse than money counter. There's no reason to play this over money counter.
You can play 8 money counters if you want to.
You can play 8 money counters in JP if you want to.
What? Really?
True.
They have another money counter in the SAO? Huh?
You can play this in JP.
Is that card named Opposition by the Shield? The SAO 10th one?
The promo one?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, then you can play 12.
I think it does have the same name.
You're just never
Anyway,
gonna know.
this is just worse than Opposition by the Shield. I don't think there's a single situation where I would rather stand by this card to the field or play this card to the field over extending myself to either Death Grip or draw a Opposition by the Shield and play it. Just worse.
I mean that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, point conceded.
Going into the final turns, you want to be holding an Opposition by the Shield if you have it, but the floor on this card, it doesn't seem bad enough that I would, cross it out of the equation and not consider it.
Ugh. I don't like it. Pay 2, ditch 2 is a lot bigger of a cost than I think you guys are reading it as. Pay 3, use a counter as like something you could reasonably do. Pay 2, ditch 2 cards is like pretty fucking terrible, even when it
He's
blocks an
powerful.
attack and you keeps him alive.
I mean, he kills the opponent's character and blocks on attack effects.
Yeah,
Which is
I also
better.
think
You can make it over
with Andy saying that it scares them out of climaxes sometimes. I think that's actually pretty.
It might be true.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. If I saw someone play this card to the board, I would fucking immediately throw a high value card in front of this and make them do it because I think it's a game losing play.
It depends. It really is contextual.
It would depend how far ahead I would be
Yeah.
at that point. But I think if my opponent, especially if my opponent played this from hand, I'm pretty sure that I would go out of my way to force my opponent to think that they should use this effect. Because they would come back to their turn with so few resources, they might not
Well,
even
then
be
you
able
just get
they-
baited and they don't do it.
they might not be. Yeah, sure. Then I just win. I think that this card would strain the deck that it would be played in so much that deck might not even be able to field 3 attackers the following turn if their board was cleared.
Think of this, like 8 standby data live, right? They have like the free fresh counter as a way to like pay out stock on your opponent's turn. This is like similar to that. You can
No, it's not.
if you trigger like all your standbys.
one's a fucking counter.
If you
that
trigger a
wins you
bunch of your
board.
standbys, then you have a card that says you can pay 2, emergency pay 2.
Yeah, that card doesn't fucking require you to ditch your fucking half your hand, dude.
Yeah, but that card also doesn't stop an attack.
Okay. Andy, you know what else stops an attack and kills something?
What?
Ditch 2 anti-change counters.
Those suck though,
Okay, how is this card better than that card?
because they don't have to be a high level. You can do it on anything.
Oh my god. Okay, the card economy,
Okay,
dude.
what
You
about-
I'm
like?
not arguing that this card's like overpowered. I think it's.
I know,
like,
but we've established many times, and I don't think it's that people don't like the ditch 2 anti-change counters. And to be fair, I think those cards get more of a bad rap than they deserve. But that card and this card do effectively the same thing at the same time in the game where this card is played. I don't think that's up for debate. And you're saying ditch 2 anti-change counter sucks, but this card is fine. So is ditch 2 anti-change counter not that bad? Or is this card like shit? But like what's the
ditch
what's the
2
consensus?
anti-change counters, though I do not like them and think they suck ass, are still 2,500 counters and still worth a consideration. But you probably shouldn't play it. This is probably the same way.
Okay. I accept that. That's fine.
What if this card?
As long as we landed on you probably shouldn't play it, I think that's fine.
But what if this card had hexproof?
I don't think that's
I don't think that would matter at all.
I don't think it matters. All right, that's enough about fucking broccoli. Back to Andy.
All right, purple boy or girl. I don't know anymore.
That's a girl.
You can never tell with anime.
True.
All your level 3 or
Monster King.
higher. What?
Or Cooley's girlfriend.
Ooh. Okay, all your level 3 or higher get a 2,000 power in front of this. And on play, if you have 4 more other flux, choose a Fluck Light in waiting room and refund yourself. Yeah, I can dig it. I like being able to refund yourself.
You get this for free.
I don't know if that makes this worth playing though.
It's fine.
Seems like it could be pretty awkward with full field early plays too. Like if you're trying to
Yeah,
have a full
that's what I
field
was
early
gonna
play.
Usually when you're trying to this actually comes up a lot in a set that I've been playing recently, Princess Connect, where like you have this 4 or more early play. It's a mesmerizing water goddess that you want to play like all the time, and like you want to put down this dope yellow assist, and it helps you fill your board to fill your condition. And this just feels bad, like because you can't play it first.
Hmm.
And again, if you're running like a like I could see this be all right with the Yu-Gi-Oh early play, right? But then you'd probably just want to be playing the card from set 1, Plucklight, that is the Ronnie and Tisei.
It has a bunch of other great effects.
Girls of Age, Ronnie and Tisei.
Yeah.
I remembered that card name because I thought it was pretty funny.
It also has a dope foil.
Yeah, they're all in swimsuits. I bought the foil of that card because I thought it was hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know. It I guess it's fine.
Yeah, I mean it's a frontal 2K. Worst case, you play it as a 2/1. Sometimes it plays for free.
It's like a C-, I think.
It's a Fluxlight. It can get hexproof.
You would have to be in a
Or
deck
it's
where
Titanite.
you're playing a 2 or less early play that you want to win field with. That is when you
Which
play
are-
this card.
I mean, they literally printed like almost the exact same early play Yu-Gi-Oh from set 1 in this set.
Yeah, they did.
What if we printed Yu-Gi-Oh early play, but again?
Yeah.
Print it twice.
Oh, make it Bercoli. That way it's his girlfriend.
Well, this can help your Berculi finisher actually win board, and does
True.
refund you a stock.
And then he dies.
Yeah, and then
And
he
doesn't hold
dies.
board.
It doesn't hold board. Rip. All right, next.
All right, we've got Renly.
Renly. Yeah, that's him.
Renly. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may sack a character if you do run to back row.
He's got the boomerangs. He's Australian.
It's an interesting card. If your opponent's going for like an on reverse combo, you can actually screw him out of 2 lanes.
Mhm.
That's true.
I would
But-
rather have a pay 1 run to back row.
This set has
Yeah.
2 different JCs you could be running instead.
Including one that works for Integrity Knights, which he is. So, I mean,
Seems
Probably.
pretty duplicative. Seems pretty
Yeah.
bad.
I don't think it's a bad card, but I think it's just printed. Well, I think it's bad now. I think this is something they should have printed like years ago when Attack on Titan was at its
Yeah,
prominence. This would have been a fantastic answer to that deck.
when on reverse was like a big deal.
But yeah, in 2021, where everything is standby and or on attack,
Or as something like Leafa, right? Or it's like 1 lane. It's like
or
you
your
don't
sword art
care.
and have JCs and clean cuts and all these other good cards. You know,
Yeah,
unfortunate.
The less interaction, the better.
it's true. The more we can fishbowl, the better we will be. All right, we got this Yuna. Your other AG, Gallantry Reborn, gain 1,000 power in the following 3 abilities. This card is hexproof. This card cannot be reversed by your opponent's auto effects, so no red bombs, and then Twin Drive. An AG is a 4K, 2 or more other Avanet, gains 2,000, so he's a 6K, and then he has on attack, you can discard a card to bounce one of your other characters to your hand. So it's a little 2-card combo, where this is the support card.
it's a 7K hexproof with Twin Drive.
And both of these are
So-
Avanet.
Yeah, I mean, baseline seems interesting to toy with at the very least.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, 7K walls for no stock is pretty good.
Yeah, it can't be bombed except by hard removal bombs.
Well, everybody's running clock bombs and stock bombs. They're playing.
I'll just have no
Bombs.
cards. Have no cards in your clock then.
What's
yeah,
running?
exactly. Just be a good player.
What's running red bombs?
Uh,
Fever, Bang Dream,
yeah, Bang Dream.
and I don't even Fever, Bang Dream, and like Konosuba maybe. Is
Well,
running.
to be fair, red bombs are. I would say they're making a comeback.
Oh yeah,
Like,
people
red
are playing
bombs are going up
standby.
in
Yeah.
parity lately. I look at a card like this and I like the effects and think they're like something you could maybe build around, but it's just too many deck spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is a lot for
Too
not
many
a
deck
lot.
spots.
That was
Too
the
many-
same thing that I was running into when I tried to deck brew with Gentle Expression Kirito.
God, that card's a meme. Say, what is it?
It
a
also sits at like 7k with like 2 souls or something.
Yeah, that card's like an ordinal scale card. It's like a 1/1 Kirito with an Asuna support that gives it power and an extra soul or something.
Yeah, I don't like this package.
But yeah, no, lots of slots is the bottom line here.
I'll give it a C-. I think the package overall is... It'll be fun even if it sucks.
Yeah, I think it might be okay. The problem is that it is a lot of slots.
I mean, the AG on his own sounds like he's okay.
Yeah,
Having
he'd
like
be
a
a
draw ditch
6k
card or
on
something.
pack. Yeah.
But that just unfortunately, I don't think this unit's very playable.
Mhm.
If you
Not-
want to
not-
see
not
this
without
very
the idea.
consistently, yeah,
Right.
like on its own.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess at that point it's a level 0, so you can just
Yeah.
turn it sideways.
I mean, you can
True.
always find it with Eunice Dad.
Eunice, yeah.
Hmm.
All right, next card. Tyler.
Oh, okay. I don't remember her name. What's her name, Bray?
It's Sheeta.
Sheeta. All
Or
right.
Sheta, or Sheta. I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's probably Sheeta.
Bruschetta, like the bread.
If you have no other characters, this gains a level and 1500, and character opposite gains Encore 2.
Bruschetta. Okay. So this is like that. This is like that fucking Grisaya card, except worse.
Hmm.
Because the Grisaya card went to
this is
bottom
worse.
deck. The Grisaya card went to bottom deck, which actually had utility later in the game if you opted to play it, because you could like set clean triggers and stuff. Where this is just like, I open it and my opponent can't deal with it, and then it's garbage later.
Mhm.
Can't do anything with it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good only if you play it on your first turn and you're going first.
Yeah.
Which
I
is-
think these cards just have issues though because of the set they're printed in. This card profile is like all right, I suppose, if you're going first. But look at the set it's in. Alicization rewards you for going aggressive at level 0,
Level 0, yeah.
by having JC that you can use.
Right.
Grisaya is the same way.
And a bar level 1 combo.
That's
like,
why Grisaya doesn't play this card either, or
Yeah,
they used
not
to. But I don't think
anymore.
they really do anymore because they also have a JC that rewards you for tri-fielding.
Yep. Don't like it.
Yep, not great.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Not a fan.
Also, it's like usefulness goes down dramatically if you're going second.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, you can still just take it slow at level 0, but it forces you to then have to take it slow at level 0.
Hmm.
And this card does nothing past turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, past turn 1, it's a vanilla 3K with a drawback.
I guess
However,
vanilla 3K with a drawback though is like fine enough though.
Vanilla
3K.
3k is basically an oversize.
This is true.
All right. Next.
Oh, look, it said AG. Sits at 6k. Discard a card on attack. Choose one of your other characters' avatar net. Add it to hand. I mean, this card's like actually pretty playable on its own.
It lets you trigger a. It lets you ditch an extra triggered bar and add your Yuki back to hand.
And I mean, you do have the deck spots to play this. The AG at least, if you want to fit it, I think, in avatar net. This would take the spot of the the Titty Sugus.
Yeah, when you played over swimsuit Suga,
Or if you're wanting to try this in Gara, maybe like the
One of the
What's her
Liz's
name?
or something.
1-0 Liz's. This is kind of like a beefy 1-0. Kind of can fill that slot.
I think it's only fine if you're playing for like, if your deck runs Vice Commander. It like puts up body out there. But then like the big Titty Suga is better, but like it does pop your Yuki for you to use it on another turn. There are like none left in deck. Like maybe it's a one of. I like the idea of popping your Yuki to use it again. That's like
maybe,
fine.
yeah.
But yeah, I agree. It's kind of like a whatever kind of card. Like a
I
tech
think
card.
this on its own is more. I'd be more inclined to try just like a one of this AG than to play the whole
The
package.
whole package, yeah, agreed.
Yeah, just for the second effect. Like, the second effect can be good depending on what your deck's trying to do. And, like, especially if you're playing, like, a Gara-style strategy where you're, like, just looking to play, like, a Yuki every turn. Can recycle the one on your field, because Yuki doesn't live back.
I don't know. Maybe Tyler's right there. Maybe the floor on this is like this AG is good enough that maybe you just throw a few units in there, and then he gets really good if you have the unit. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? You've
Maybe.
find spots for those slots.
Because you can always just clean cut the unit. The unit's a good clean cut target.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like with SAO, your back rows are pretty set depending on what deck you're playing. Like if you're
Well,
playing...
we're playing this deck that's running AG and Yuna, so
Yeah, it's a new deck archetype.
Oh my
new
god.
deck archetype.
It's got potential.
Oh god. Next card.
All right, we've got this Lifa, 1/0 5500. Gets 500 power for each of your other Fluctlight characters. Can get up to 7500. And when this card becomes reversed in battle, put the top card of your deck into your clock and force clock on core itself.
He always lives.
That seems fine, actually. 7500 clock encore.
Force
Let's-
clock encore.
It's not that bad.
I don't like force clock encore.
I mean, it's bad later, like in cases where you'd want to crash it.
Okay, so this is a card that sits on your board, right, until it becomes irrelevant. Like 1/1s, right?
Right.
They sit on your board until they become irrelevant, and your opponent eventually kills them, and then you go, okay, I don't care. I'm going to put an early play in that spot because you can kill my 2/2, my other lane. And this card goes, okay, my opponent kills it, and I take a damage, and then I play over it.
You know what? I think Carmen's right.
Yeah, it sucks. Not a
I
fan.
mean,
It's like,
it's not
you
good.
know what I'm thinking back to with this, Brian, and I think you're probably thinking the same thing. I'm thinking back to the Madoka Magica deck you sold me.
The
It had like
Sayaka.
there was like a Sayaka that did the
Mhm.
same thing. I think it was
Yep.
like a 1/0 beefy Sayaka that had auto clock encore. But in that deck, you have a way to actually utilize it later in the game. You don't have to play over it. You can
Right, you
Sayaka's
can
Wish
Sayaka's
to get rid of
Wish
it.
Mhm.
And unless there's a Leaf's Wish, then this
If
probably
only.
doesn't make the cut. If there is a Leaf's Wish, I will come
There's
back
not.
and edit my grade on this.
There's nothing.
If there was a Leaf's Wish, I feel like we'd know about it by now.
I feel like he probably wouldn't. You know, everyone hates Leafa except for me. That's what it sounds like. So
What? There's nothing wrong with Leafa.
being a Leaf is stan.
Everything is wrong with Leafa.
Sugaha sucks. Leafa's fine.
They both suck.
Oh my god. What is this? Fucking 1/1 blind stock
Sortalina.
counter.
Totally.
Sortalina.
If you're playing choice and you want to run a 2K counter, this is pretty much strictly better than normal 2K counter. So if you're playing choice, you play it. It's only a 2K, Brian.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a 2K blind stock.
I
The
can't read. Yeah,
blind
okay.
stocks and 1/1 Leafas when you're playing choice are just like infinitely better than playing like, you know. Yeah, it's literally just for choice. Would opt to play this card. That's it.
Yep.
Tyler.
Alrighty. We got another Leafa. When this is placed on stage from hand, this gets X power. X is the number of Fluctlight characters, so she can get up to 95.
No, 1,000 power. She gets up to 12.
Oh, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, choose one of your other Fluctlight characters, and so it's a level 2 clean cut.
Ooh.
So this actually only gets to 11 because you would never play this in a like scenario where you couldn't put a card in the back row.
True.
This lets you clean cut a like assist character later in the game. I don't know if that's something you would ever want to do, or something that a normal level 0 clean cut that would snipe your opponent's chump lane
Wouldn't already do.
wouldn't already do.
Yeah. I mean, you
So-
don't necessarily have to clean cut to the back row. You can just like save something you crashed.
I
Sure.
suppose. Could have some interesting synergy with like bottom deck bombs or shit like that, like with Adachi profiles.
Maybe.
Like trade it into their early play,
Well,
then rest
it's
it. Now they have to deal with it again.
it's funny you say that because I think this goes in that kind of card slot. if you would opt to play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Just being like a level 2
yeah,
big attacker.
It's an early play killer, yeah.
it's this card's fucking awkward. I don't even think it's that bad. It's just
No, it's
fucking
not.
awkward. Oh
It's
Jesus!
just weird, yeah.
Oh no! I clicked away from the slideshow on accident. I clicked my back button. All right, we're back. Yeah, I don't even think it's bad. I think it's like it's fucking awkward. It's fucking weird. Give it like a C minus D plus, something like that. I don't think it's amazing, but it's not terrible.
I don't think this will
kinda
ever
there.
see play
I don't think
though.
it's not.
Incredibly niche.
It's very niche, which is why I'm just giving it the C. I don't think
Do you
it's
guys
bad.
actually think that this is gonna see play though?
No,
No,
I don't
Then
think
I'm just
anyone
giving it the
sleeves
hard
it.
F.
it's not that bad.
I don't think it's that
I
bad
mean,
though. Like that's just the
But
thing.
nobody's gonna play it. What's the difference of giving it niche and F if nobody's
No
gonna
one,
touch it?
no one's gonna play the fucking. Oh, do you want to be serious right now? No one's gonna play the fucking 2-1 girl we all gave a C minus. No one's gonna play the fucking Braculi that you guys
I will. I will. I'm not touching this card.
Hey, I'm playing Integrity Knight deck. Just you wait.
I don't think
I'll
this...
show you the to pay 2 ditch 2. I'll beat you at that time.
Anybody can beat anybody with anything.
I think Carmen really hit the nail on the head with it, though. Like, at least for me. Just like, the card reads fine, but it's awkward.
It's extremely awkward, yeah.
The cards that would, probably synergize best with it are filling, like, the same spot as this. And then, like, what, you're running all 2-1 anti-changes?
Yeah, it's
just
weird.
Yeah.
2 good effects combined to make a weird Leafa.
Weird Leafa.
2 weird effects, 1 Leafa, man.
Alright, last green card. Back to Andy.
This is Bracoli.
It's just not
What's not?
No.
Oh. Okay, whatever. There are 2 or more Bracoli Integrity Knight captains in your waiting room, which is a big broccoli. It's minus a level. So early plays, you have 2 or more other characters with integrity or aristocracy. This gates 3,000. And on play, all of your opponent's character get minus 1,000. Hits back rows as well.
Pretty shitty early play.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, I like minus power, but you still have to hit like a certain threshold with it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like as an auxiliary early play, if you were running the Bracoli top end, right?
Could run like one of it, I guess.
You could run. This wouldn't be your primary early play, but like a one of
Right,
that lets you
definitely.
like get over your opponent's field because he's 11k himself, and then he shrinks everything else. But
He's sniping.
not that exciting.
He's Dusselbert.
Why is he wearing all that armor just to shoot a bow? Kinda,
They're
Counterintuitive.
flaming arrows.
Aren't cards with bows supposed to be in the back row?
He's a melee archer. I don't know.
You spell sword.
a lot of feet dips for that. Sorry. Bad D&D joke. Yeah, not good. Don't like it.
Yeah, not even.
So that was green.
Yeah, that was it.
Green's pretty cool.
Integrity
pretty
Knights
cool.
are neat.
I definitely
A lot
want
of
to
good Leafa
build.
cards.
I definitely want to build like a bar level 1 like deck. I think.
Yeah,
After
bar
seeing that
combo
card.
cool. I thought that was a stock building combo for some reason, but it's better than expected.
That one probably has stock building stuff. I know there's stock building combos in green and
Yeah, I know
play.
the.
I don't know,
the-
dude.
house one.
For our meta, all these fucking green cards seem fucking dope. I only got a reverse 1 lane. I cucked 2 of my opponent's memory or bounce back cards. I have like this filter card to also beat over standby with at level 1. Seems pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, the
like,
back
all
cards
around.
seem super solid in green here.
The green level 1 package, like these 3 cards, like the combo, the Tissé, and this first fucking murder lolly, like these seem like a actual reason in English to like fucking play green over whatever other packages are in the deck. Because that seems really fucking consistent and really fucking strong to me at a glance.
Yeah, I mean, I can dig it.
But yeah, that's it for green. We'll see you guys in red.